What's going on, guys? Want to tell you, or show you, tell you, um, one of the customers on a 2001 or 2002 Freightliner Classic, was completely repainted a while back ago and just got a motor overhaul, and he new trailer, and he decided to the new trailer comes with the airlines hookups and the lights in the back. So he asked me, he's like, can you figure out somehow to run it back and so it looks very clean? What do you guys think? Does that looks cool or not? I got about 9 hours in it. So we got a square tubing, as you can see, put the ends on it, put 3 lights. That's when I set up, I marked everything, I took a picture and sent it to the customer, and that's how I ended up doing the hookups. So right in the back here, there is not going to be any airlines, which I know some of you guys are going to say, well, what happened if you got to pull somebody else's trailer? I don't know. I asked the customer, do you want hookups right here and right there? He says, no, I don't want any hookups up here. I want to keep this clean, because apparently he's going to take the box off and lay the whole thing over. Yeah, this is dummy axle, so it's a single axle truck actually. So I did that. We did a bunch of work underneath the cabs, like shocks, airbags, and the control arm or sway arm, whatever they call it. But custom work, that's what I look at as a custom work. It takes quite a while to do it, but like I said, I send it to him. I says, you like it? He says, yeah, I love it. He's no argument about that. So that's how clean come out. Holds up by this bolt and this bolt, and there's bolt. Let me grab my flashlight. There's one more bolt right there and one more bolt right there. So this thing holds up by 4 bolts. And reason not anymore, I'm not a big fan of drilling on the top, but if it's towards the end, my opinion, if you drill anything beyond the back of the airbag, it's not a big deal. Like I wouldn't drill on the top or on the bottom, right anywhere from airbag to the engine, but back here is fine. We're gonna hang a little mud flap right here. Camera's way too close, so we're gonna hang a little mud flap up here. I will ask him if he wants it or not. That way the air hoses, when they're coming out to the neck, which is gonna be someplace right here, they don't get beat up and snow not gonna build up on it. But I think he wants a piece of mud flap up here, so we'll see. But that's how the whole thing looks. This is actually a square tubing about it, and we're putting ends on it, like I said before. And then this is just a sheet metal. Some of you guys are gonna say why you didn't bend it. The problem is when you bend aluminum that sharply like this, seems like it's cracking. Like you have to heat the aluminum up and then bend it, otherwise it will have a crack line. That's what I've been told, but we take it, so come out pretty nice. I don't think he will stay on top of it and polish it, but I'm proud of it. And the truck is actually really rough shape, but this guy like in love with it. And he said, don't mind your business for the rest of it. You're gonna do the rest of it piece by piece. He has another truck to work. He's like, yes, I'm making money. I want you so you completely restore it. I says, good. I have a very long-term project, which I'm not a big fan of them, because they tied up too much time. They tied up too much money in parts, and you sitting literally on it and waiting till you're gonna get paid. We're gonna get new stacks, which is same stacks. They're just gonna go 6 to 5 on the bolt side. That one's completely rusted out, and then there's tremendous amount of issues with wires. Like the wires needs to be redone. Like right here underneath it, there's things been pieced together over the years, and air hoses needs to be rerun. See, like right there. I zip tied it. Otherwise, all that was like plumed out, like they were just hanging. There's more hanging right there, and there's literally a mess underneath it too. So I'm not quite done with it, but I got everything done underneath it besides like the control arm. Like he just overhauled the motor, by the ways too. He spent like $40-something thousand. A lot of you guys are gonna say that is insane to spend that kind of money on the older truck, and especially it's a Freightliner. I'm not judging a guy. I'm same person. Well, I did a kingpins on it too. So it's got a new kingpins, new bearings, new brakes, everything. The whole front end is new. First of all, it's ELD exempt. That's number one thing. Second of all, this guy hit like in love with this thing. I think it's his first truck, and he's like, I don't care what it costs, or people gonna think it's like not worth for me to fixing it. But he's like in love with this thing. So, and I believe he repainted it. Like I said, he repainted because the paint actually is pearl white, which is crazy. I worked on this truck when I worked for the place in town, but apparently got repainted. Not really like really good paint job, but I would say decent. It's very hard to paint a semis, but I think if it's going to get washed up and buffed, I think it will look really good somewhat, but it's already started peeling right there in the corner, but they could be fixed. I think it was repainted. I don't know who painted it. I should ask him. So it's ALD exempt, and it has a 6-inch Caterpillar, and he has a pretty good idea. He said the problem is the new trucks have problems with sensors, and when we have problems like this in a country with shortage of this or shortage of that, these things usually win. They don't have that kind of problem like in a Volvo, Packard, or New Cummings. So there's like handful of sensors, and don't seems like you ever have problems with them as major as you do with a newer truck. So he's like, I will bet off invest lots of money in this thing, even beyond what this thing's worth, and make my money back from driving it. So I kind of support those kind of people. And another thing, it actually keeps me busy. But that's all I got. Time to go home and stay tuned. Once again, sorry I was off of YouTube. You can tell why. Got a lot of things going on. Have a good one.